Hi everyone, it's Rax, and let's go over all the set dungeons today for the Demon Hunter. Most of them are quite easy, but there is one, the Impale set dungeon, which is really going to test you. It's definitely the hardest for Demon Hunter, and it's probably one of the hardest in the entire game. So we're going to test your ability to be a sniper and see if you can get it down. Let's get started. First, let's look at the Natalya set dungeon, which in my opinion is one of the easiest ones, not only for Demon Hunter, but in the entire game. Our two objectives are going to be, we need to keep Rain of Vengeance up for 90 seconds. I actually kept failing this set dungeon because I kept completing it in under 90 seconds. So you got to be in there for 90 seconds and then just finish it very quickly. It's super easy. And the other objective is to never run out of hatred, but as you're going to see in the video, my hatred is always full. So we will take, of course, the full Natalya set. It's a set dungeon, so we need it. The chest, the gloves, the pants, the ring, and the weapon are what I use with Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube is going to complete the set. The two-piece is going to reduce the cooldown of Rain of Vengeance by 4 seconds when we hit with a hatred generating or hatred spending attack. That will help us reset it to keep it up for 90 seconds. The 4-piece makes Rain of Vengeance deal more damage, and the 6-piece gives us more damage and damage reduction. All that you need here is massive cooldown reduction everywhere. That's all that we're going for, and we're going to be fine. So cooldown rolls on both weapons, both rings, the gloves, the shoulders, the Leorix, the helmet, and the amulet. We need all of them. That's all that we care about. Diamond in the helm for more cooldown. We will craft Captain Crimson's belt and boots for more cooldown with the Ring of Royal Grandeur is going to complete it and give us some resource cost reduction. We take Dawn to really help with our cooldown on Vengeance, so we can have that up all the time. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac is going to help us reset our Rain of Vengeance when we use a resource spending attack. And we'll take Molten Will to be Skizzard for a shield so we can stay alive. We'll take Gogok of Swiftness in Natalya's ring. That way we can get more cooldown to keep Rain of Vengeance up. And we can take Bane of the Trapped in the amulet so we can deal more damage. For the amulet, you can use whatever one you want. I like Flavor of Time because it has 4 stats and it automatically comes with cooldown, but you can use whatever amulet you'd like. Same thing with the bracers. They really don't matter at all. I took Warzeshian because if I break an object, I'm going to move a little bit quicker, but I also kept failing this rift because I did it too quickly. So you're going to see when I play it, I literally just walk around and wait for the 90 seconds to be done. For the skills, Vengeance is going to give us more damage, and it's going to give us 10 hatred per second so we don't fail that objective. Prep is going to give us discipline and hatred with the punishment rune. Vault is going to let us move around the map, but don't use it too much because we got to go nice and slow. Rain of Vengeance is going to deal all of our damage. We must take this for the set and for the objective. Keep this up at all times. Evasive Fire can be used to generate your hatred, but you're going to see in my clear, I didn't even take this. I just walked around with Rain of Vengeance, but you can take it to generate your hatred if you need it. And Strafe Drifting Shadow is what most people use to zip around the map and kill everything. But I find when I use this, I kill it too quickly. So you can use Strafe, just go a little slow. Tactical Advantage is going to let us move faster after we vault. Ambush gives us more damage. Blood Vengeance is going to give us increased hatred just to make sure that we do not run out of hatred and fail that objective. And Hot Pursuit lets us move faster. Ingeom for more cooldown. Hexing Pants for more damage and more resource cost reduction while we're moving. We'll always be moving. And Ring of Royal Grandeur, of course, completes our Natalya's and our Captain Crimson's sets. Let me take you into the clear and show you one of the easiest set dungeons you'll ever do. To find Natalya's set dungeon, take the Act 1 waypoint to the Wortham Chapel cellar and just walk outside and you'll find it instantly. This is one of the easiest set dungeons in the entire game. If you've got perfect cooldown, all you have to do is mash Prep and Vengeance and Rain of Vengeance, and then you just keep moving along, and that's all that you do. I actually took off the last 2 skills just to illustrate how easy this is. And you can take Evasive Fire and Strafe. Strafe would be to move around very easily, and Evasive Fire would be to generate your hatred if it's getting low. But all you got to do is keep Rain of Vengeance up for 90 seconds and never run out of hatred. And you can see my hatred is not even moving. The only hatred spender that you would have would be Strafe if you choose to use it. And honestly, I kept failing it because I was going too fast. So for the most part, you can see here, I'm just going through a stroll through the map, just walking nice and easy. And that seems to be exactly the right pace to get it down. So my strategy here is to walk around the outside first, and then we'll do the cream filling, and then we should be good. So I'm just waiting for the message to pop up and say you've got Rain of Vengeance for 90 seconds. And then once that pops up, I will go into turbo mode and run around and try to kill everything as fast as I possibly can. And then we should be good. All enemies down over there. Move forward. There's the 90-second timer. And now I'm good to clear everything. This has got to be one of the easiest set dungeons of all time. Now let's look at the Marauder set dungeon, which is another one that is extremely easy. The first objective is we need to kill a bunch of enemies while we have at least 3 sentries down. Custom engineering will let us have 3 sentries, and Bombardier's Rucksack will increase that by 2 so we can have 5 total sentries. We're just going to put 5 sentries down and shoot multi-shots all the time, and everything's going to die. The other objective is we cannot let any enemies within melee range. In general, this is very easy because multi-shot has such an incredible range. We're just going to kill everything off screen before they even see us. The one exception is there are little rock worms that burrow into the ground and try to come under you and try to take a bite out of your ass. I like to call these Papa Johns. We're not going to let any Papa Johns hit us. When they're burrowing under us, we're going to move ahead of them. They're going to pop up and we're going to kill them with multi-shot. So, for the Marauder set dungeon, of course, we need the full Marauder set. We'll take the helmet, shoulders, chest, gloves, pants. With Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube, we'll complete our set. The 2-piece companion is going to give us all the companions. We can use as many companions as we can get. Sentries deal more damage and fire multi-shot when we do. More multi-shots. And the 6-piece multi-shot is going to deal 12,000% increased damage for every active sentry. Times 5, carry the 2, it's like 60,000% increased damage. We're going to be mowing everything down. Like with all set dungeons, all we need here is cooldown on every single piece and resource cost wherever we can possibly get it. Just take those rolls everywhere, and this one's going to be quite easy. Yang's Recurve is the weapon we want for 2 reasons. One, it makes multi-shot attack faster and deal more damage. And also because it rolls with the juicy 55% resource cost reduction on the weapon. It's going to really help us. Dead Man's Legacy multi-shot hits enemies below 60% twice and deals more damage. It's very good. We're going to craft Captain Crimson's boot and belt. That way we can have the full set with our Ring of Royal Grandeur. It's going to give us more cooldown, resource cost reduction, more damage, and damage reduction. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac helps us reset our cooldowns, and we'll take Molten Wildebeest Gizzard for the shield. Elusive Ring is very nice because when we use Vault, we're going to take 60% reduced damage and stay alive. Golgoth of Swiftness gives us increased cooldown. That's why we take that. For the amulet, you can use whatever one you want. I like Flavor of Time because it has 4 stats and it automatically comes with cooldown. We'll take Zay's Stone of Vengeance because we're going to be very far away from enemies. It's going to help us deal more damage. The bracers can literally be whatever you want. I took Warzeshian on the chance that we have a breakable object so we can move a little bit quicker. But the bracers don't matter. You can use whatever you want. I like Vengeance Seethe. Vengeance for more damage. Seethe so we have infinite hatred. Preparation is going to give us more discipline and hatred. You can spam this along with Vengeance. Vault Acrobatics, it's going to remove the discipline cost, but it's going to give us a cooldown. But we have so much cooldown reduction, we're going to be able to cast it quite a bit. Companion, we get all the companions, so pick one and then you get them all. Sentry, we need this. We need to keep them down all the time. So you'll see the first thing I do is spam some sentries and then I get going. Make sure you cast one every once in a while to make sure that you stay at 5. Multi-shot, this is going to deal all of our damage. We're going to cast this all the time. Tactical advantage is going to let us move faster after we vault. Ambush for more damage. Blood Vengeance for more hatred regeneration so we never run out, so we can keep multi-shotting. Custom Engineering for more sentries. Bombardier's Rucksack in the Cube for more sentries. Leorc's Crown for more cooldown. And finally, Ring of Royal Grandeur, completing our Marauder set and our Captain Crimson set. Let me take you into the clear and show you how easy this is. To find the Marauder set dungeon, take the waypoint in Act 3 to the Bridge of Corsic, run forward to the Fields of Slaughter, run to the center where the trebuchet is, and you will find it right there. At the beginning, throw a bunch of sentries down and just start walking and firing multi-shot. You're going to see for the first half of the dungeon, I don't even use any of my skills. I was trying to see if I could do it without using any of the cool stuff that we brought. So I'm just trying to literally use sentry and multi-shot to clear the whole thing. All we have to do is keep casting a sentry every once in a while and multi-shot and not let anything close to us. There's a Papa John right there. We walked right past it and shot it in the face. It's dead. I would strongly recommend for this one to walk around the outside first and then do the cream filling. That's the easiest way to not have a little straggler left behind because we do have to kill every single enemy. So I'm just walking forward and casting a sentry and multi-shotting. You can see I've got no problem with my cooldowns because I'm not using anything, not even using any of my skills except sentry and multi-shot. My hatred is getting a tiny bit low, so up here I will start to use it and you can see what a difference it makes. So I don't see anything here, just making sure I'm not leaving behind any stragglers. Now I'm going to start using everything and you can see my hatred instantly goes to full. So now using everything the way that we've laid it out as even easier than before. So the only thing I'm worried about is killing every single monster in every single little corner and not getting bit by a Papa John. And sometimes if you have sentries laid everywhere and a Papa John goes behind you, then when you fire a multi-shot, it will actually kill them without you even seeing them. So I'm not really sure where to go. I go back down, look for the cream filling. I can see on the right side I've got 20 enemies left. As long as none of them come within melee range of me, we should be good. We move up here. There must be some monsters over here. Let's check this little corner. Oh, yep, there's one monster there, of course. And I'm hoping that the last 18 will be just up here. And sometimes it's easier to see the monsters by the skull on your minimap. So right there, for example, there was a Papa John behind me that I missed because I wasn't paying enough attention to my minimap. And that monster got quite close to me back there. So it's kind of funny that it didn't ruin the set dungeon for me. It's pretty forgiving. But I'm looking everywhere for a Papa John. I don't see one. Oh, there he came on my sentry. Easy mode. Now let's look at the Unhallowed Essence set dungeon, which is another super easy one. The first thing that we need to do is we need to hit 20 enemies with multi-shot 6 times. All right, 20 enemies is a lot, but we should be able to do that no problem. And the other objective is we can never let our discipline go below 50%, which is going to be no problem. We're going to take massive resource cost reduction everywhere. It'll be easy. So the Unhallowed Essence set, we need the full set because we're doing a set dungeon. Helmet, shoulders, chest, gloves, pants, and Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube. We'll get that done for us. The 2-piece, our generators are going to generate 2 additional hatred and 1 discipline. That's very good. We're going to have 60% damage reduction and 60% increased damage for 8 seconds if there's no enemy near us. Unfortunately, we're not going to take a huge advantage of this because a lot of times we need to group 20 enemies together to get this down. In our 6-piece, our generators, multi-shot and vengeance deal 350% increased damage for every point of discipline that you have. One important way to increase your discipline here is to get max discipline as a secondary on the weapon, on the quiver, and of course on the Demon Hunter cloak. So you can get it as a secondary there as well. So like Always, we're going to take massive cooldown and resource cost to get this down. Yang's recurve is going to automatically roll with 55% resource cost reduction, so that's definitely the weapon that we want. And it also makes multi-shot attack faster and deal more damage. Deadman's Legacy is the multi-shot quiver. We need to get max discipline on the secondary, just like on the Yangs. And when we hit enemies below 60%, it's going to hit them twice, and it's going to deal more damage. We will take Captain Crimson's boot and belt. We will craft that at the blacksmith. And with the Ring of Royal Grandeur, we're going to get the full set bonuses, and it's going to give us massive cooldown, resource cost reduction, damage, and damage reduction. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac helps us reset our cooldowns. We'll take Molten Wildebeest Gizzard to stay alive. Elusive Ring is nice whenever we vault. We're going to get 60% reduced damage to stay alive. We take Gogok for the increased cooldown reduction. Flavor of Time is very nice because it has 4 stats on it and it automatically rolls with cooldown. We are going to be kind of near enemies, grouping them up, so Bane of the Trapped is good. Another good option to take here is Zay's Stone of Vengeance. You can use whichever one you want. And the bracers don't matter at all, but I like Warzeshian because if we destroy a breakable object, we're going to be able to move a little bit faster. So for the skills, Companion, Bat Companion is going to give us additional hatred. That's going to help us fire our multi-shots till the cows come home. Prep is going to restore 30 discipline and 75 hatred. This discipline is going to help us not only deal more damage, but it's also going to help us complete our objective while we don't drop below 50% discipline. Vault is going to let us move around. Acrobatics removes the discipline cost. That way we have no problem spamming it. And then Smokescreen, we will take Vanishing Powder because it also removes the discipline cost. So now it's going to be easy mode. Evasive Fire is going to let us regenerate our hatred if we need it, and it's also going to help us regenerate some of our discipline if we need it, but shouldn't be a problem at all. I really never use this. Another reason that you can use Evasive Fire, though, is to make monsters mad and run over to you so you can blast them with multi-shot and get that objective down. Multi-shot, of course, deals all of our damage, so we'll take the Arsenal rune. It's going to fire 3 rockets at enemies, and it's going to deal additional damage. Another thing you could take if you want, you could take Broadside. Multi-shot full broadside just increases the damage to 500%. That would be another option as well. If you have physical elemental rolls here, that would work. Tactical advantage, we're going to get 60% movement speed whenever we vault. Ambush for more damage. Blood Vengeance is going to restore hatred when we pick up a health globe and some discipline. And Hot Pursuit is going to let us move faster. Ingeom is going to reset all of our cooldowns. Illusory Boots is going to let us move freely through monsters. I would strongly recommend taking this. It's going to help a lot. And Ring of Royal Grandeur completes our Unhallowed Essence set as well as our Captain Crimson's. Let me take you to the clear and show you how to get this down. To find the Unhallowed Essence set dungeon, go to the Howling Plateau waypoint in Act 2 and walk backwards through the little narrow walkway, and you will see it by a cart just a little bit ahead. All right, so we need to kill 20 monsters with multi-shots 6 times. That looks like about 20. Oh, look, perfect 20. Perfectly calculated. Now, sometimes it's really close, but make sure whenever you've cleared the majority of trash in an area that you take the time to kill all of the trash around it. Otherwise, you're going to have to come back and kill it later because you do have to kill every single monster. So what you're seeing right here is what it's really all about. You just want to walk around and get everything kind of together. That way, when you multi-shot, you will kill 20 monsters at the same time. Oh, I'm just walking around trying to get everything to gather up. And hopefully that's 20, 24. Perfect. Then, of course, we've got the stragglers. So I go ahead and kill them all. And we're going to look for our next big pack of stuff. Wow, that's a lot of stuff over here. I can probably just fire right there. Oh, actually exactly 20. Yikes. I wasn't expecting it to be that close, but sometimes lucky. Okay, we're moving up here. There's a decent amount here, but maybe not quite enough. So just clear it and move forward. It's kind of hard to drag them too far. So we're looking mostly for the big rooms. All right, how are we going to get 20 here? Well, I don't know. Maybe there's some monsters on the left. Yep. Okay, well, that's how we're going to do it. Love to break those boxes, but I'm scared to hit them with evasive fire. I don't want to kill any of the little spiders if I don't have to. 23, perfect. And now I don't think I'm going to have the time to gather up the rest of them. So I'm just going to mow down the excess stuff, and we only have to do this one more time. I can see in the bottom right corner of my objectives, there's 102 monsters left. So I only need to gather up one more pack of 20, and then we'll be good. So I'm just looking for that one, and then I can just run around and spray everything. That's definitely not enough. Let's just kill it. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little bit worried. Are we going to get another really big pack somewhere? That is not enough. There's nothing up here. Well, we're running out of monsters now, so I can see in the bottom right there's 43 left. So we gotta make something happen here. Here's one elite by himself. That's not gonna help me. All right, so maybe this is enough. Boom, 23, perfect. Now you can just run around and mow everything down. No problem at all. Easy mode. Now let's look at the Impale set dungeon, which for me is by far the hardest one for the Demon Hunter and probably overall one of the hardest ones for any class. The first objective is we need to hit 20 enemies in a row with Impale. We've got to do that 5 different times. Now let's explain something about that. So 20 enemies in a row means 20 impales that you throw must hit an enemy. If you miss, or if the enemy moves, or a phase beast goes invisible and you don't hit him, if any of that happens, you're going to fail that consecutive streak. You got to hit 20 in a row 5 different times in the dungeon. So you're going to have to be a sniper, you're going to have to be patient, and you're going to have to be accurate. I actually have a background in FPS games. I played Halo for a long time. I went to a lot of tournaments. So this one was actually kind of fun for me and wasn't too bad. But if you're someone who struggles with very good aim, this one's going to be challenging. The other thing is you're going to have to slow 45 enemies with your shadow power, which in and of itself is extremely easy. You just run next to enemies and cast shadow power. That part is easy. The problem is you're going to be so focused on keeping your impale streaks, you might actually forget to keep hitting them with your shadow power. So don't forget to do that while you're trying to surgically impale them. So, of course, with the Impale set dungeon, we got to take the full Impale set. We will take the helmet, the shoulders, the gloves, the chest, the pants, and with Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube, that's going to complete our set. The 2-piece, while we have a melee weapon, we do 6,000% increased damage. You can wear either Ingiam or Carle's Point, either way. I put Ingiam in my main hand instead of Carle's Point. That way we get the full 375 bonus in our cube. Shadow Power gains the effect of every rune and lasts forever. That's easy. And it's important to understand that it's the active of the Shadow Power that slows the enemies. So you must pick Shadow Power Nightbane. And even though it's lasting forever when you cast it in the beginning, you must press it when you get by enemies. That's the way that it works. And Impale deals an additional 75,000% weapon damage to the first enemy hit. Like always, it's all about cooldown and resource cost reduction. We just want to be able to use all of our abilities and impale till the cows come home. Ingiam is going to give us massive cooldowns. That's why we take that. We are going to take a Storm Shield. Do not take the quiver that throws additional impales. That makes this set dungeon way harder. Do not take that. If you're using that and you're failing, I guarantee that's why you're failing. Do not use that quiver. Big disclaimer. For Captain Crimson's, we're going to craft the boots and the belt. With Ring of Royal Grandeur, it's going to give us a lot of cooldown, resource cost reduction, damage, and reduced damage. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac will help us reset our cooldowns. We'll take Wildebeest for the shield. Elusive Ring, whenever we vault, we're going to take less damage. We take Gogok of Swiftness for the increased cooldown. Flavor of Time is nice. It has 4 stats, and it always rolls with cooldown, but you can use whatever you want. Bane of the Trapped is going to give us increased damage. We're going to be pretty close to them because we're going to be surgically impaling every monster. Bracers, you can use whatever ones you want. I like Warzeshian. If I break an object, I move faster. But you can use whatever rolls very well for you. Companion Bat is going to give us more hatred. Prep Punishment is going to give us more discipline and more hatred. And it's important to understand to not take Vengeance. If you take Vengeance and the rockets are going off and it's killing all of your enemies for you, then if you're too strong, you're going to lose your enemies and not be able to get your consecutive kill streaks. Vault Tumble is going to let us move around easier. Shadow Power Nightbane is mandatory, and even though Shadow Power gets all the runes and it lasts forever, you must remember to Shadow Power near the enemies. You got to hit 45 of them with this Nightbane rune. That way you get that achievement done. It's not just about the sniping. Grenade Tinkerer is going to let us increase our hatred regeneration to 7. We take Grenade because Evasive Fire doesn't work when we're using a sword. Impale is going to deal more damage. Grievous Wounds is going to make us deal additional damage. Again, do not try any tricky stuff with different impales. You need one impale that throws one knife, and you just got to be a sniper in this one. If you're using something else, that is why you're failing the set dungeon. Tactical advantage, when we vault, we're going to move faster. Ambush lets us deal more damage. Blood Vengeance is going to increase our hatred and our discipline. And Hot Pursuit is going to let us move faster. Harley's Point is going to increase the damage of Impale, and it's going to return hatred if it hits an enemy already impaled. The Orc's Crown for more cooldown. And finally, Ring of Royal Grandeur is going to complete our Impale set and also Captain Crimson's. Let me take you into the clear and show you how to be a sniper in Diablo 3. The Impale set is right before Malthael, so port to Pandemonium Fortress 2, run to Malthael at Panda 3, and you will find him. Alright guys, it's time to be a sniper. We're just going to walk forward and just surgically snipe all the monsters. When they have a shield, you're going to have to hit them twice, but just be very calm and patient. You don't have to kill the enemies as fast as I am. Just be nice and patient with it. And remember, when you get next to enemies, to use your Shadow Power. You can see how many of them I have left. I have to slow 33, now 30. And if you look in the bottom right there, when I'm impaling the enemies, do you see my counter going up? It's at 5, it's at 6, it's at 7. That is the counter where you have to hit 20 in order to get it down. You got to do that 5 times. So we've got 1 round done already. We're going around the outside. I'm very nervous to throw impales at the phase beasts. I kind of let them move around a bit and let them teleport and go invisible. And then when I think they're done doing their business, then I impale them. So we've got 2 of them down here. And we just keep surgically impaling. You can be very, very patient. And it helps, honestly, to Shadow Power them first, because then it slows them dramatically, and then they're much easier to impale. You can see my face there. I'm not really sure what happened there. It looked like I missed, but it didn't count as a miss. But then that one didn't look like a miss and counted as a miss. So who knows what's going on. But you can miss a couple. But if you're chain missing all the time, then you're going to unfortunately have to restart this one. So here we go. We're back to business here, just impaling everything. Trying to go around the outside here so we don't end up with the dreaded 1 or 2 missing at the end. There's a phase beast. I'm very nervous about it. I want him to get close to me before I impale him because they do teleport around and move. Got 3 out of 5 with 14 stacks right here. Up to 17. Consecutive chain lost. That is a huge, huge mistake. And then the reason why I lost it there is because I missed my throw. Because I was so scared of getting wormholed on my throw and my throw going the wrong way. That's another difficulty on this set dungeon. Dodge the wormholes so you don't take a wormhole and throw a impale, into the completely wrong area. All right, so we've only made, essentially, we've missed 2 throws, but we've only made 1 major mistake. One of the misses was at like 18 stacks, so as long as you don't make too many of those mistakes, you're all right. I've got 46 monsters left, so I guess realistically you could mess this up deep into your consecutive streak about 3 times, but any more than that, you would have to reset. Almost done here. Got to step out of the wormhole. And now that I have it all done, and I've slowed the 45 enemies with my shadow power, now I don't have to aim anymore. Now I'm just trying to quickly get it down. So no problem. How much time do we have left? We've got 1:21. Shouldn't be bad. There's only 13 monsters. The only thing that's going to make me fail this is if there's one monster, like at the beginning, that I somehow missed. 2 monsters left, the dreaded 2 monsters left. If I would have been paying a little bit more attention, I would have noticed there's a small section of map that I did not uncover. So I should have seen that, but I see down here that this is uncovered. I'm wondering if the monster is there. But I should have had a better eye earlier, because you're going to see where the monsters are. It's just essentially the one little tiny section that I didn't check yet. So I'm sure you guys have had this feeling in the set dungeons. The 35 seconds left trying to find it, but right ahead here is the small section I haven't found. Couple impales later, we got it down. I hope this helps you guys get this tough one accomplished.